The Titanic submarine is in a state of crisis. It is out of oxygen. Without this vital life-giving element, the submarine and its crew are in immediate danger. All attempts to reach the surface and replenish the oxygen stores have been unsuccessful. The crew is out of air, and the possibility of a successful outcome is slim. The captain and crew are frantically searching for ways to regulate the remaining oxygen levels. They are also using any available oxygen resources to help keep everyone alive. Every hour the situation becomes more dire as the crew members instinctively become more anxious and desperate. There is an ever-present fear that the oxygen levels are too low to sustain life. With the submarine so far from the surface, the crew is unable to signal for help, and time is running out. All they can do is rely on their own ingenuity and perseverance in order to survive. So far, many of the regular tasks have been put on hold as the crew's priority shifts to developing a plan of action. Many discussions and ideas have been proposed, though none have been successful thus far. Oxygen masks and emergency air tanks have been distributed to all members of the crew. This will hopefully help sustain them until a solution is found. The entire vessel is running on skeleton crew as most non-essential personnel have been given oxygen masks and evacuated before the air supply became dangerously low. Every room and hallway of the submarine has been searched thoroughly for any source of air, but to no avail. The crew is becoming more and more desperate as their supply of oxygen runs out. A last-ditch effort to conserve oxygen has been made, but it is uncertain if this will be enough to turn the situation around. The crew members are all praying for a miracle. Meanwhile, panic is starting to set in as each crew member scrambles to find a way to keep themselves alive. Fear and desperation have permeated the air on board the vessel. With no way of knowing how much time they have left, the crew continues to brainstorm and search for a solution. They are determined to not go down without a fight. But the situation is becoming more dire day by day. As the oxygen levels steadily dip, the crew's hope for survival is rapidly dwindling away. Everyone on board is becoming increasingly aware of the fact that the odds of making it out of this situation are very slim. A feeling of despair is settling in. There is a heavy sense of dread permeating through the air as the crew come to terms with their impending doom. Time is quickly running out. The crew are all doing their best to remain composed and not give in to fear. They must remain level-headed if they are to find a solution. As the oxygen levels continue to drop, the crew is desperately trying to figure out a way to make it out alive. With each passing second, the situation is becoming increasingly more dire. The crew is becoming increasingly desperate as the chances of a successful outcome are dwindling away. With the lack of oxygen, the crew is in dire straits. The crew members have all pulled together in an attempt to find a way of surviving their dire circumstances. Despite their best efforts, the situation is still dire. The crew continues to search for any sources of air, but to no avail. With each minute that passes, the odds of survival are getting slimmer and slimmer. As the oxygen levels drop, the air on board the submarine becomes more and more stagnant. It is becoming harder and harder to breathe, and the crew's fear only grows. The crew is frantically trying to find a way to replenish their oxygen supply, but the task is turning out to be harder than they had initially anticipated. If they cannot come up with a plan soon, the crew may be doomed to a fate worse than death. They are desperately searching for a way to make it out of this alive. The crew is determined to find a way to escape from this nightmarish situation. If they can find a way out, it will be a miracle. With each second that passes, the crew members' hope for survival is diminishing. They are all feeling increasingly helpless in the face of their looming fate.